Hello everybody, welcome to Snyder's Inc. And today we got our third reaction video. I know it's coming late, but it might even be coming the next day. Who knows? Might upload by midnight, I don't know. But this is the last video we'll be reacting to today. It's the third as I'm filming this. And this is when the internet gets you arrested. We're gonna find out what's going on. Hit the like, jump, hit the like button, hit subscribe button, comment, link down below. Let's go.
Everyone's hiding on the internet. Some stay forever anonymous behind long usernames and fake pictures. Others go too far, thinking their anonymity keeps them safe. Instead, their actions on the internet only get them arrested, or worse. These are 5 men and women who thought they were hidden online, and said or did anything they wanted, only to get busted in broad daylight. 4chan user who threatened to kill sheriff. We start with Richard Golden, a 38-year-old 4chan user who lives in his mom's house. In March of 23, in an extremist chat room, Golden, who thought he was anonymous, threatened Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood. Chitwood had recently gone viral for a rant against white supremacist and anti-Semitic groups. Golden's response in an online chat room? Just shoot Chitwood in the head and he stops being a problem. They have to find a new guy to be the problem, but shooting Chitwood in the head solves an immediate problem permanently. Just shoot Chitwood in the head and murder him. After those comments were posted,
Well, at least he's made it clear what his intentions are, right? There's no anonymousness to there's no secrecy. The man wants to shoot him in the fucking head. At least it's been made clear, right? There's no hiddenness with it. He's just right to the point.
Central Florida Intelligence Exchange immediately started an investigation. They found the IP address the comments came from and notified the local police in South Brunswick, New Jersey. When the police arrived, Golden admitted he knew why they were there.
Is Richard here?
Yeah.
Can you have him come to the door, please? We'll schedule in a second. South Brunswick, please.
South Brunswick Police.
Just so you know, we're audio visually recording.
They're
Can
recording.
you step down here, please?
What's up?
You're aware of what's going on?
Yeah, I think I saw you there.
What you talked about? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay?
Okay.
So we're gonna go back to headquarters. We'll do everything.
He knew. I think he just probably was like he wasn't immediate. Oh my God, you actually came. He was like, oh, they actually came to do something about it. Okay, because he probably didn't actually believe they would come arrest him because of the situation, but they did.
We also have a search warrant, search version for electronic devices.
Okay.
What's upstairs? Your computer?
Yeah. Can I get
Shoes?
yeah, shoes and a sweatshirt?
Yes.
Is that that for you?
Well, pat him down. We'll have a seat, and then we'll go up to your room.
According to his mother, Golden didn't have a job, rarely ever left the house, and spent all his time on the internet. The police also had a warrant to confiscate any electronic devices in his bedroom.
Kind of smells like a gin locker in here. Sorry.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay.
Meanwhile, Sheriff Mike Chitwood himself heard about the arrest and went to go visit Golden. In fact, Chitwood was there at the airport to greet Golden when he landed in Florida.
How you doing, Sheriff? I am doing well. How are you doing? All right. I'm Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood. Anything, hope you enjoy your stay.
In a press conference about the threats, Chitwood called him a clown and didn't hold back. Here's a clown sitting in his bedroom who's indoctrinated by this and thinks the best way to solve the problem is to put a bullet in my head.
Here's a clown sitting in his bedroom who's indoctrinated by this bullshit and thinks the best way to solve the problem is to put a bullet in my head.
Golden
My man has no, this cop, I give props to the sheriff for going to greet him as he made his way down as he landed in Florida. They brought him down, he said, hope you enjoy your stay. Oh, I bet he will. I bet he'll enjoy his stay mightily in Florida. I still want to visit Florida. I'm going to keep hammering that down because one day it'll happen. One day our family will be telling y'all I'm leaving and going on a trip and it'll be to Florida. It won't be anytime soon. I do plan to travel again soon, but it won't be to Florida. I ain't traveling that far yet. Plus, I still ain't doing that. If I go to Florida, I want someone with me. I want company.
and was charged with the threat of serious bodily harm or death by written communication, which carries up to 15 years in prison. But he isn't the only one who was caught red-handed online. Senator who solicited minor on Craigslist.
Oh, oh, there's so much wrong with this, don't there? There's so much wrong with that.
And our next perpetrator isn't a random 4chan user. It's a state senator.
Yeah.
In 2017, former Oklahoma Senator Ralph Shorty was caught in a motel room with a 17-year-old boy. But according to Shorty, he had no idea any of this was wrong.
Told me when I first met him that he was 20. And so when they first got there, I didn't know what the issue was. Didn't know if it was somebody trying to get in or what. So, I asked them, somebody that said it was a woman or something like that, and I said, I'm fine. And they were persistent, and then I finally see a badge, and then
The police received a tip from the teen's father, and when they arrived at the motel, the room reeked of marijuana, even though Shorty denied smoking any weed. In fact, Shorty had no idea why the police were there, and he kept to his story.
They said that there was a minor inside the room. Obviously, I had no idea when I first met this young man. He was 20 years old. Like I said, we've been talking on the phone for a while. He, in fact, for a few months, he had told me that he went to California to try to get in the music industry or something. So that was when I opened the door. It just didn't make any sense to me why Actually, what I asked him was, I said, are you minor? He said, no, let me go talk to them. I said, okay. And he went out there, and that's, what they talked about. But I asked him to check his ID. Again, I'd never even thought to ask him for his ID. There was no reason to. So anyway, I guess after that, one of the men, Sergeant something, I can't remember his last name, he called. He lectured me quite a deal. At that point, I was, getting blood pressure. I had to sit down, couldn't even really, I don't even honestly remember what I said to him. A little bit, I think. And I just needed to not have a stroke. So I was caught off guard by that. I think they asked me at some point if they could search the...
So this guy is probably very full of BS. Now they might have to check internet chats with him and the minor to confirm he was told he was 17. Because if he wasn't, he has an out, right? As much as it sucks, if he doesn't, he has an out. If he was told he was 17. If he was told he was 17 and said he didn't care, then he's in trouble. Big trouble.
My room, I had my computer bag with me, and I went and searched my computer bag as well as the room. As far as I know, there was nothing found. That was that.
Okay. So they said they said they smelled weed in the room. Were y'all smoking weed or any of those
Not
things?
smoking weed.
Was there any in there?
No.
Okay.
And again, I asked them to search. They wanted to search my bag. So I don't remember. I think he needed a place to stay for the night. I think he had a bag with him. I don't know if they searched that. I did not.
According to the state senator, they were just in the motel room talking, but a search of the teen's tablet computer revealed the real reason. The police found a series of sexually explicit conversations between Shorty, using the fake name Jamie, and the teen on the mobile messaging app, Kik, including one where the teen asked for money for spring break and Shorty offered him cash in exchange for sexual favors and drugs. At one point, Shorty even called him baby boy. But there's more. A further investigation by the FBI uncovered that Shorty had used Craigslist in the past to send and receive child under a fake name.
This man's a senator. This man is in a position of higher power. Of high power, and this is what he does with it. That is what he did when under power. He chose to go after minors and get CP under a fake name. Unbelievable.
He also used the site to find casual encounters with young males. In fact, it was on Craigslist where he first met the teen. The two met up in 2016, and they allegedly had sex twice in Shorty's coffee shop in the year before they were caught. In the interrogation room, though, the senator continued to deny everything.
That's just not absolutely not true. I did not show up there for any sexual thing.
Well, then, there's also weed that was in a green plastic container. Marijuana that was in a green plastic container with labels from Colorado. That was in the room.
Did you ever touch that bottle? So there's no way your fingerprints are there.
Later in court, however, Shorty did plead guilty. He resigned shortly after his arrest, and his wife had filed for divorce earlier that year. He was sentenced to
So he got divorced, he lost his position, of course he did. Absolutely should not have kept it. If he would, it would have been absolutely, there would have never been a chance he kept his position, especially since it was made so public, because they'd be stupid. The fact he wasn't, like, the fact he had to resign, and they would not let him go. I don't know, maybe you can't let a senator go, I don't know how that works. But, like, yeah, he showed no chance of keeping his job after that.
15 years in prison on a child sex trafficking charge.
15 years.
Lying to the police, though, is a little different than outright taunting them. That was the case for 20-year-old Tanner Reinhardt of Ohio.
Man who taunted police on Facebook.
With multiple warrants out for Reinhardt's arrest, the Newark Police Department posted his picture on Facebook. And for some reason, Tanner thought it would be a good idea to comment on the post himself. "Y'all almost had me the other day, you gotta be quicker than that," he wrote, egging on the police. That might not have been a good idea, and Reinhardt found out the hard way. 10 days later, Reinhardt jumped into a river to try and escape the cops again, but this time he wasn't fast enough.
Where's he at? Tanner! Get on the ground now! Hey, I'm going in the river after him. It's slow enough.
And you can bet the Newark police had that Facebook comment in mind when they arrested him.
Guess you weren't fast enough today.
Since he'd escaped them before, mixed with his taunts on Facebook, the officers thoroughly enjoyed finally bringing him in, and they made sure he knew it.
Did they post something? Am I wrong with? I swear I remember they posted something on Facebook afterwards. Maybe I'm wrong, but I swear afterwards they posted something on Facebook that they got him.
You've been on like every news channel. All right. We're gonna go back.
Just to fire back at him, the Newark police posted that picture to Facebook and tagged Reinhardt himself.
Oh my god, hold on, this is
Just to
funny.
fire
Outstanding job by Newark Division of Police, specifically Officer Stevens O'Neill, Conroy, Jackson, and Beach, for all who responded to assist in apprehending Tanner Reinhardt, tagged in it. This afternoon on numerous wards, Mr. Reinhardt thought jumping in the river would evade capture. However, it was wrong and takes custody without further incident. And they have the picture they took when he... I love this so much. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen.
back at him, the Newark police posted that picture to Facebook and tagged Reinhardt himself. While the police put the right man in cuffs there, our next man didn't even do anything wrong. Darren Watkins Jr., or better known on YouTube as iShowSpeed, has around 20 million subscribers. And in 2022, he was swatted. It's a form of harassment where someone deceives an emergency response unit.
The most dangerous thing, and if you swap people, I don't find it funny, and I don't think you're cool for doing it. Swatting people is the most stupidest thing you can do. It doesn't make you cool. It doesn't make it funny. It makes you actually an idiot. Because you're putting lives at risk that don't need to be put at risk because you don't know how a place is going to act. So the fact you think this is the case is real. Like, people have died from being swatted. And if you think you're cool for that, you're not.
To send the police to someone else's address. Watkins was live streaming when it happened and was understandably in complete shock when the police arrived.
What is going on? Here, come on. So we're gonna talk with you. Go loud, bro. What did I do? Bro, press on. Press go. Press go. What did I didn't do nothing though. No. We're going to explain it. Take a minute, listen. Someone in your name called. You ready? What did I do, bro? You're gonna listen to me? He's trying to explain it to you. Yeah, we're gonna explain to you. Something. We're filming too. Bro, I didn't know, bro. Oh my god, bro. I swear I didn't do nothing, bro. Chill. Away from this guy. And we are going to explain.
So yeah, stuff like this can happen. People get arrested, and then the people who did SWAT think this is funny. This ain't funny. It's not funny, and it won't be funny, and you won't get it. It'll never be funny. There's nothing funny about swatting someone. I don't care what anyone tries to say.
Well, I'm just letting you know that's the situation. Like that. Okay. You got SWAT. That's what it is. You can look on what.
No, I believe you. I believe that's.
We've been live for the past 2 hours.
Live doing what? Waiting for this to happen?
No. Breaking the PS4. You play video games live on stream.
We're gonna shut that part down for right now.
We're gonna do that while we have a conversation. Go chat. Spam Bell. Chat. They're making us turn it off. What you guys do? What is dad job?
Yeah, we talked to Dad.
His friend even picked up his phone and started recording before an officer quickly shut it down.
Bro, I didn't know, bro. Oh my god, bro. I swear I didn't do nothing, bro.
Okay.
I didn't do shit.
As long as,
I got you.
as long as I can film it. You're gonna come back here with me.
I got you, but
Watkins, though, was still in disbelief, and when the cops explained to him why he was in handcuffs, he knew what was really going on.
Listen to me. Someone called the 911 center and said, with your name, that you wanted to hurt your family, hurt yourself. So we came to make sure you're okay.
All right, just listen to me.
Okay.
I am a popular streamer. I am a YouTuber, okay?
Come on.
I have 10... Let me talk.
So guess what?
Okay, hold on,
If you're
wait.
good, you may be out of these cuffs, but relax.
Okay.
We're on your side.
All right.
We're here to make sure you're not going to harm yourself. Right?
All right.
Now,
just-
people
all right.
dox people, right?
Oh, yeah. All right,
Okay,
so
maybe
look,
that's
let me
it.
talk, okay? I am a popular streamer. I have 10 million subs. You know what a streamer is, right?
Sure, I guess.
You know what a streamer is. Yeah, you ever heard of a streamer SWAT or whatever?
Okay. You got it? Hold this on. Yeah. Okay, so tell us about the streamer. What'd you say?
I
Did you
didn't
say,
do nothing.
were you trying to be funny?
No, I didn't do nothing.
Well, apparently someone called a help center out in Iowa and said, this address and I want to kill myself, my family.
No, he's lying. It's
Just hear me out.
obviously a lie. It's a lie.
Well,
okay?
we're here to make sure, right?
Oh, yes.
Because of school shootings, right?
Yes,
Be on my side.
yeah.
Work with me.
Yeah,
Right,
I understand.
imagine if, like, you
I
have a
just-
son.
I just
Hear me
never-
out. Imagine you have a son. You love him so much.
This isn't a situation. Listen, I understand. Okay, here's one other thing I need to say. Officers need to be taught what SWAT is. It should be taught. I'm not saying so they go into the situation not believing, but when they come to the realization nothing's wrong, they don't get mad at the person being arrested for this happening. You look at it and you realize, okay, someone's like fucking with us, right?
And then someone calls your house and says, my son's... They said you have a Glock, an AR-15, I want to shoot everybody.
Oh, that's...
All right, well, let's put you in the car, and then guess what?
All right. This is just... Yeah, yeah, like, I'm trying to calm down, but it's like...
overwhelming, right?
Yeah, it's just a streamer's spot. It's a streamer's spot.
You think they tried to, like, trick you?
Yeah, it's a streamer's spot. They called... Somebody called...
I know y'all think drinking my
I know.
house.
Exactly. I just told him that. Exactly. I keep telling I'm a fake
We're just trying to
YouTuber.
figure it out right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really that much to... Exactly. It's a prank call. I keep telling y'all, I can't really explain it to y'all because I'm probably older, but you know, it's just like, you know what Twitch is? Twitch, YouTube?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I mean, you know, I'm famous, you know, and I'm popular, you know. And
They're probably upset, jealous, or something like
yeah,
that.
no, there's just trolls, like, it's just common trolls.
Well, this was serious.
I know, but it's a call.
That's why we got to do our job.
Ironically, Watkins had fake called a cop to come to his house as a joke earlier in the live stream, but swatting has become a popular tactic to harass streamers. Fortunately for Watkins, he wasn't injured in the process. But for our last case, we go to a...
This is a case where someone, that's the thing, right, is for some reason this guy, I don't know why Show Speed could not explain what swatting is, because it's a very easy thing to explain. You go, look, there's some trolls who think it's really, really funny when officers go into a streamer's house, kick the door in or whatever, and arrest them. They think it's funny. So so they'll call while you're live streaming to explain, so all that happens, right? They'll call to explain, have it, and they'll say something insane's going on, usually involves someone with a gun, and usually they're threatening people, and they're threatening themselves, and all that, and then after that, then the cops show up and arrest them, and this will be the case. It's usually always the case, and it's very easy to explain. Like, the officers won't get it, because the officers just don't actually listen, and they won't believe anything the person says, but the officers don't ever, the officers don't know. For some reason, Show Speed was very bad at explaining it.
a controversial TikToker who was trying to hurt someone. Meet Taylor Frankie Paul. She's a Mormon TikToker with 4 million followers. In 2022, the mom of two was in hot water for admitting to swinging, or swapping partners with those in her close-knit circle of friends. She went too far with one man, and it led to her husband, Tate Paul, filing for divorce. On February 17th of 23, police responded to a 911 call for domestic violence. They showed up on Paul's doorstep to find her arguing with her boyfriend, Dakota Mortensen.
You threw me in the car!
Stop.
What's up?
I just want to be able to talk to you without you two bickering at each other.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So, go ahead. Like, you can sit or whichever.
Okay.
So, what's your name?
Taylor.
Taylor. I'm Officer Rubebrecht with the Harriman Police Department.
Okay.
The neighbors called in.
I will admit, this is the most, I don't know how to describe what I think of swinging. I'm not even gonna get involved because it's none of my business. So I'm not gonna critique someone for whatever they choose to do with their what they choose to do in their relationship. I don't know if the husband was aware of her swinging, is the best way I'll put it. I don't know if he was aware of it. If he was, then, you know, that's the situation, and that's their business. If it wasn't, that does make her look bad. But I'm not going to get involved in that thing. What I will say is this is a domestic violence case that clearly is started not easily. It was not a light argument that caused this.
So I heard a bunch of yelling.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry again.
So let's start with this. How do you spell your first name?
T-Y-O-R.
Go ahead and just focus on breathing for me.
Okay, go ahead.
I do appreciate this officer's, like, I do find it hilarious. This officer's like, first of she was like, "Okay," just starts crying. He just kind of stares at, like, he's not even trying, like, and I'm not even saying, like, he's a bad guy, but it's just he probably has seen this before from people who have caused it, so he probably, And I'm not saying he knows she caused it, but he can't really rule out either person causing it.
So T-A-Y-L-O-Y, right?
Yeah.
What's your last name?
P-A-U-L.
Do you need paramedics for anything?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Have you had a little bit too much to drink tonight? I can smell the alcohol pretty strong.
Sure, but not anything crazy. I went out on a girls' night and I came home. Safe driving.
Okay. I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about, like, do I need to call paramedics to come check you out?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
According to Mortensen, Paul was drinking that night and coming home from a girls' night out. Their argument started in the car as Mortensen confronted Paul about her drinking issues since the divorce. Their fight lasted several hours, and at one point Mortensen tried to leave, but Paul wouldn't let him.
All I've been trying to do for the last hour and a half is to leave. I mean, I'm just being bombarded, stealing my keys. She's jumping on my truck, slamming my doors. Like I think my truck.
Is that your white truck?
Yeah, I think my truck doors broke. Like she's on top of my truck jumping. Like, dude, I can't even believe what just happened.
You want? Let's go look at your truck.
I'm just like lost in words.
Mortensen explains Paul is going through a divorce, which may have led to her stress level. He also explains to police what led up to the argument.
That's what I was trying to explain. Is like, so she's going through a lot right now. Yeah, with her divorce and stuff. Like, I think that's just been really hard on her, and she hasn't done any therapy.
And that's a different relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that wasn't that long ago, so it's very fresh. So we got in a relationship like really pretty soon after her divorce, and so that's why it's been hard. It's just been like a lot, I think, for her.
Okay.
And yeah, I think she's going through a lot. She's the type to where, it's hard for her, I think, to get help. You know, like she fights it.
So you guys come home. She starts getting angry.
Yeah.
Because you're saying that you're wanting to go home.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to just take her inside. I was trying to help her in. I was like, let's go. Like, you need to go inside. And I think she was saying something that she wanted to go party still. I'm like, no, like you can't.
But that wasn't all. The police later discovered that Paul had done much more than that. The police found that she'd thrown pieces of furniture at Mortensen inside the house. Initially, it was her phone and a wooden playset, but that escalated to heavy metal.
I have seen someone do that. I have actually seen someone right outside the window of where I live throw a phone at their other during an argument. I have seen that happen. So I know that can happen. I've seen it.
Metal chairs. After Paul threw her second chair, Mortensen warned her to stop since her 5-year-old daughter was there with him on the couch. She didn't listen, and the chair hit her daughter in the head. The child suffered a painful bump and was found.
Okay, this took a turn. So he told her to stop, don't throw the chair. The child is sitting right there. Her drunk bitch ass did not register the stupidity of what she was about to do. She threw the chair anyways, and it hit her child in the head. Smart woman here. Oh my god, that's next level stupidity. That is next level stupidity. That is bad. That is a terrible. She's got herself in some shit, multiple different things on that one.
Throwing up in the home later on. Paul's violence didn't end there, though. She also kicked Mortensen, hit him, and had him in a chokehold. When the police found him, he had a laceration on his neck and swelling around his eyes and elbows. Still, Paul didn't understand why she was getting arrested at all.
I'm confused. So he pushed me and I'm under arrest? Why?
I can talk to you more about it.
That's fine, but I'm just curious why.
So here's what I bet she's confused. I guarantee you this. She thought for sure the guy would get arrested because domestic violence situation and they'll immediately take the woman's side. That is her mindset. I guarantee you it. And then as everything kind of came together, they came to the realization she caused it, but she is in disbelief she's getting arrested because she honestly believed they would, if she just said the guy did everything. I don't know if that's what she did, but I bet if she told the guy did everything, that she thought it'd immediately take her side.
I'm going to do my. Am I allowed to talk or not?
Yeah. And just give me a second.
I'm going to do my. So why am I under arrest? You're going against her, his word against mine, correct?
It's based on the evidence that I'm seeing at the, like, here tonight.
What's your evidence? Just curious.
Just all the stuff on the ground and you throwing things at him and all that.
Are we allowed to ask him or are we not allowed? Because.
What do you mean by asking?
Because when he sees this, he's not going to agree to it.
After the cops arrested her,
I love that he said, yeah, when he sees it, he's not gonna agree that that's what happened. He's gonna say that, he's not gonna say that.
she was charged with domestic violence in the presence of a child, aggravated assault, child abuse, and criminal mischief. She later pled not guilty, and in a TikTok video confirmed that she had started therapy for her mental health. Unlike the other four, Paul's arrest wasn't solely because of the internet, but her fame on social media and the public controversy surrounding her personal life and divorce no doubt contributed to her deteriorating mental health. So the next time you go online and see an influencer with millions of followers, think twice before believing their life is perfect.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this reaction video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all for the next one.